Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you probably know that I like to call coin shops anonymously all across the US and ask them questions like what are they selling and buying things like Silver Eagle, Silver Rounds, 90% silver, and more. Today what I thought I'd do, however, is get them on the phone, and instead of asking them specifically what they're selling certain items for, I'm just going to ask them if they would give me a little bit of information. And the question will be, what do you think is the best thing to stack right now as far as silver is concerned? I want to see if they'll recommend Eagles, which I personally do not recommend right now with the high premiums, or if they're going to recommend generic silver or 90% or whatever it may be. And hopefully we'll get a little bit more insight from them rather than just a quick, simple answer of generic, and they'll give us a little insight as to why they think that. So let's do it. Let's get on the phone and make some anonymous phone calls and see if we can get a little bit of information about what they say we should stack. Okay, so we have a few coin shops lined up and ready to call. Let's get them on the phone and see what they say we should stack as far as silver is concerned. But really quick before we do, if you're new here, do me a favor, don't forget to go down below and make sure you are subscribed. I definitely appreciate it and it really helps me out. All right, here we go. Shop number 1. Let's give them a call. Yeah, how's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Listen, I don't want to take too much of your time. If you're busy, I can call back later. I'm just curious. I have a couple of questions about silver, and I was hoping you could help me out.
What kind of question do you have?
Well, I've been, watching a lot of stuff on YouTube and reading stuff online, and I noticed that, like, the premiums, which is how much you pay over spot, right, for, like, Silver Eagles is really, really high right now. And so if I wanted to stack something, would it be Silver Eagles you would recommend, or is there something better than that?
I mean, it's silver.
Right.
It's silver. I'm selling them at 33.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, is there something you would recommend except Eagles that would be a little bit cheaper?
Yeah. You can take some bars and rounds about 24.
Okay, so that's a lot. So that's $9 an ounce cheaper than the Silver Eagles. So
For real, yeah.
Is it worth getting the Eagles paying that much more, or do you think it's better just to get the rounds?
Rounds and bars are good.
Rounds and bars are good. Okay. And then the last question, and I'll let you go because I know you're busy. What about like the dimes, quarters, and half dollars? Are those a good thing to buy right now?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what do those cost?
About 25 per dollar.
25 per dollar. Okay. All right. Well, that at least helps me a little bit. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, so his answers were kind of short. He's like, yeah, they're good to stack. We have them. Here's what the price is. Oh, here's the silver rounds, or here's the bronze and bars. Those are a little bit cheaper. Those are good to stack. He was trying to sell stuff. Like, there was no question about it. I was very honest right up front. I said, hey, I know you're busy. I won't take too much of your time. If you're busy, I can call you back later. But as you could hear from, what he told me on the phone, he basically suggested I buy whatever I told him I was, talking about. So when I spoke about Eagles, he said, yeah, you can buy those. When I spoke about rounds and bars, yeah, you can buy those. When I spoke about 90%, yeah, you can buy those. So not a whole lot of insight from shop number 1. We'll get another coin shop on the phone, and hopefully we get a little bit more detailed information as to what he thinks. Again, we're doing these calls anonymously. We will change their voice. We will mask their location because we don't want people being called out. You know how that is. And there are people that don't like that we do it that way, but I think it's far and away the best way to do it. I've covered it in other videos why I do that if you want to go back and check those out. All right, so let's get our second coin shop on the phone and see what they have to say. Yeah, hi, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Listen, I know you're probably busy, so I just had a quick question, and if you're too busy, I can call back later. I just had some questions about silver I was hoping you could help me with.
Go ahead.
Sure. So I've been looking, at stuff online, and I've noticed that like the premiums on Silver Eagles are really high. So do you think those are still good to stack right now? Because I was thinking about maybe just getting generic instead.
You get more for your money if you buy like 10-ounce bars versus Eagles.
Right.
Significant price difference.
So I've had people tell me though that when you sell the Eagles back, you'll get more for them. Does that matter, or how does that work?
You're not going to get. You're paying a massive premium that you won't get all of it back. So technically they're correct, but practically no, because you're still taking a big hit.
Gotcha. So, man, all right. I just don't know what to buy. The other question, I'll let you go. I know you're busy. 90% like dimes and quarters. What about those? Are those better, or should I just get the generic stuff like the bars and rounds?
It depends depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If all you care about is getting the most silver for the least amount of money, it's not 90% and it's not Eagles.
Gotcha. So it's just the bars and rounds then. Yeah, because that's kind of what I want to do is just get the most silver I can for the money.
That's definitely 10-ounce and 100-ounce bars.
Gotcha. And what did those go for today, roughly?
Just small amount. Or there's price breaks if you buy a lot.
Yeah, like if I were to buy 100 ounces, is there a price break?
100-ounce bar or 10-ounce?
10-ounce would probably be better. I mean, it's hard to sell a 100-ounce bar, right?
Not to a real precious metals dealer. If you try a pawn shop or a jewelry shop, yeah, they don't want them, but
Gotcha.
I'll buy all you got on 100-ounce.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
If you're going to sell it yourself to your brother-in-law or your coworker, 10 ounces are better.
Gotcha. Okay.
They don't cost that much more. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers my questions.
But as far as answering your question, let me pull up pricing real quick.
Okay.
There's not a significant price savings on 100-ounce versus 10-ounce, unless you're spending some serious money, and that's not most people. That's rare, but
right.
For example, you're looking at $241, 1 to 9 pieces. If you reach 10 piece, it's $238. So you save like $3 per bar.
It's like 30 cents an ounce.
10 ounce.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, that really helped. I appreciate you answering my questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Drop in and see us sometime.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so there was a little bit of a delay with that call. Every time I asked him a question, there was about a second or so before he responded. And I don't think that was because he was thinking about his response or he was slow. I just think there was some sort of communication delay, where he didn't hear me right when I said it. So kind of like when you're watching a YouTube live stream, right? Anyway, he gave us a little bit more information. He was definitely a bit more insightful. He straight up said that, which is what I wanted to hear. And I'm not going to say it's what I wanted to hear, right? I mean, you don't want to hear this thing. You want it to be how it should be. Whereas if you buy Eagles, you pay a little bit of a premium, but you get it back. But he straight up said, which is what I expected to hear, is that if you buy Silver Eagles right now, when you go back to sell them, you're not going to get all of that premium back. And so you're much better off just getting more silver for your money. So again, I was just trying to ask him some general questions about silver. I told him straight out, look, I was just asking questions, and he was very nice to answer them. So I definitely appreciate that coin shop as well. So let's go ahead and get one more coin shop on the phone and see what they have to say, and then we will cut it there. Let's go. Hey, I just had I have a question, and if you're too busy today, I understand. I can call back another time. I've been wanting to ask some questions about buying silver. If you have time for that. Cool. So my first question is, with Silver Eagles, I've noticed looking online that the premiums, which is how much you pay over spot, is like really high on those right now. And those used to be what I stack. Those used to be what I stack. Is that something I should keep stacking, or should I go to the lower premium stuff? What do you think?
Okay, a couple questions. How much do you have right now?
How much silver do I have right now? Probably around about 500 ounces.
Okay. And then second question is, how much are you looking to invest?
I don't know. I just buy it here and there. It's been hard to buy it lately with how much Silver Eagles have been. But let's say I want to invest $500 a month or so.
I mean, when you look at historical value versus current value, I mean, Silver Eagles are always going to carry a hefty premium on it. It's only going to increase. I mean, I'm honestly not surprised the premiums haven't come down. So you're not going to go wrong, buying American Eagles. But, if you want more silver, then obviously you're going to want to go with a lower premium.
Right.
And, of course, Maples would be the next best bet as far as government coins.
Okay. Now, the Maples are...
So I think...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a Canadian, Royal Mint, 49's pure.
Mm-hmm.
So they're beautiful coins, too, but they're probably right behind the Eagles in popularity.
I gotcha. So when I go to sell the Eagles, do I get that, I'm not going to get all that premium back, right? I mean, I'll get some of it, but not all of it, right?
Depends who you sell them to. I mean, if you sell them to me, I'm gonna base. I mean, let's say a Bate sold back to me, it's gonna be a $2 difference.
Oh, okay. So you'd get most of it back then.
So-
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna always get most of it back. Because here's the thing. I mean, the U.S. Mint. Who knows what they're gonna put out this year, if anything? I don't know. You know, and there's already a shortage of these things. So yeah, it's getting crazy.
I've heard there's a shortage of Silver Eagles. So you're saying that's true? As I just, I've heard that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why the premiums are so high.
Gotcha.
So the premiums tell you exactly what's out there, and right now it's not a lot. It's only going to get worse. They're going to raise rates again in September. Powell spoke at Jackson Hole, Wyoming on Friday and just basically said it. So they're going to keep raising rates. So I think all this stuff is going to be gone, and people are going to say, "Screw spot, we don't care anymore."
Oh wow.
Which is where they're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean everything, even the generics I've noticed they're pretty high, but I noticed how much cheaper they were than Silver Eagles, and I just thought maybe I should just start buying those instead. Because
I don't think you're going to go wrong with Silver Eagles. I really don't.
Right.
I'm just being honest with you.
okay.
I'll say whatever you want.
No, I appreciate the honesty. That's, I'm just calling to kind of, decide where I want to go next. So let me ask you one more thing, and I'll get you off the phone. You've given me so much of your time, so thank you. So let's say, for example, silver goes up to $40 or $50 an ounce. Would it not? Would it be better just to have more silver? Like, say I just bought more silver now by buying the cheaper premium stuff. Would it be better to have more, or would Eagle still be a good thing to have even then?
Premiums are only going to go up.
Gotcha.
They're
Okay.
only going to go up.
Okay.
So spot is never going to catch premiums. Premiums are only going to increase.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you look at the amount of manipulation they've done with spot, and you're looking at Silver Eagles holding their own right now,
Mm-hmm.
it tells you everything. As I said, once they're gone, and then it's going to be, they're going to go to the moon. I really believe in Silver Eagles. Just
Okay.
let you know that. But
Okay.
but silver.
Yeah.
If you want to get more of it, then obviously go with the lower premium product,
Right.
and I can do whatever you want.
All right, cool. Listen, that's going to give me some stuff to think on, and I've taken too much of your time already, so thank you so much for answering the questions.
You're welcome. Have a good day, all right?
You
See ya.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we found a Silver Eagle fan in our third and final shop, and he had a lot to say. He did say if you want more silver, obviously the best thing to do is get the generic rounds, but if you want Eagles, get Eagles. He thinks that the premiums are not going to come down, which is not something I want to hear, but he makes a good point, raising rates, the fact that Silver Eagles, some people consider there to be a shortage on Eagles, the mint producing less of them. Even though I know right now I can get online and order as many as I want from, the online retailers like APMEX SD Bullion. They have thousands of them available. The premiums on them are still quite high. In fact, what was it, just a few weeks ago, the lady who ordered 900,000 Silver Eagles apparently was able to get them. So it doesn't look like much of a shortage to me. What's going to happen in the future, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you. We'll have to see what happens. But it looks like, just based on the three shops that we talked to, the first one was just trying to sell me whatever I talked to him about. The second one was definitely towards silver rounds and bars. The third guy was definitely a big Silver Eagle fan, which probably didn't answer any of your questions today, which is really funny because we didn't get, it wasn't like every single shop's like just buy rounds. Every single shop was just not like buy Eagles. My personal opinion, and I'll let you go with this, is that I personally believe that it's better just to get more silver right now when premiums are so high. Because like I said with the third guy, when I asked him the question, if silver goes up to $40 or $50 an ounce, what's going to be better to have, Silver Eagles or just more silver? And in my opinion, still to this day, I still hold by the stance that I believe that it will just be better to have more silver. Because even if that premium does go up a little bit, how much would it have to go up to make up for the fact that you have less silver than you could have had by just buying the lower premium things? Anyway, guys, that's what I had for you today. Like I said earlier, if you're new here, do me a favor. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free for you. It really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. And with that said, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.